Assalamu alaikum everyone and good morning to all of you. Now students, from today we will start our Indian Constitution's key features, right? In this session we will study about the key features of our Indian Constitution. By the beginning of the 20th century, the Indian national movement have been active in the struggle for the independence from the British rule for the several decades. Means for several decades we were being ruled by the Britishers, we all know that. And during the Indian national movement also, during this struggle also, and we also know that, and we have also studied about that also, that during the colonial period, during the British rule, we have to follow the rules and regulations of the British, the rules the laws were made by the Britishers, and that rules and regulations we have to follow. Right now, during the freedom struggle, the nationalists had devoted a great deal of a time to imagining the planning what a free India would be like. Means after the independence, after the free India, after we will get the freedom from the Britishers, what will be the structure of our India, and what will be the rules and regulations of our India, what will be the people which they have to follow the rules and regulations, not about the colonial people. Means the rules and regulations which was previously set up by the Britishers, now they are not going to be active anymore after once we get a freedom from the Britishers. Right now, the under British they had been forced to obey the rules. As we all know, they have to we all have to obey the rules and regulations which Britishers has set up, which we were not at all satisfied with their rules and regulations, because it was not at all for our well-being and for our welfare, right? So that was the reason. Under the British, they had been forced to obey the rules that they had, and very little role in making. The long experience of an authoritarian rule under the colonial state convinced the Indians that a free Indian should be a democracy in which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in the government. Now, what remained to be done then was to work out the ways in which a democratic government would be set up in India, and the rules that would determine its functioning. Means what types of the participation, what will be the role of the government, what will be the participation of the government in designing these rules and regulations in terms of democratic government, right? That is the most important thing, right? So looking to these things into mind, the committee member, that is a constituent assembly, the members of the people of more than 300 people who formed a constituent assembly, and they became the members of the constitution in 1946, and they designed this whole constitution, which was in terms of our Indians, and in terms of what you can say, the people, they really wanted that it should be take care of all our benefits and our welfare and well-being of Indians, right? So that is the most important thing, because when we are designing certain rules and regulations, means that should be in favor of us, right? The rules and regulations, why we are making rules and regulations, that is to maintain the discipline and to that it should take care of all the citizens of India, right? This was done not by one person, it was not only done by one person, only by not by one person, but by the group of around 300 people who became the members of Constituent Assembly in 1946, and who met periodically. Now they were not meeting frequently, but they met periodically for the next 3 years to write this Indian Constitution, right? Now these members of the Constituent Assembly had a huge what you can say task before them. They had a huge task in front of them, because designing a Indian Constitution, because designing the Constitution was not so easy job, because it is a very difficult task in front of them. The country was made up of several different, as we all know that in our India we have n number of people residing of a different religion, different caste, different traditions, different languages. So keeping in mind to each and every religion, keeping in mind all the people's traditions, we have to take care and we have to design that constitution, right? So that was a very important role, right? The country was made up of several different communities who spoke different languages, belonged to different religions, and had distinct cultures. Yes, all the people having different cultures. Also, when the constitution was being written, India was going through a considerable turmoil, because at that time, again, one biggest turmoil we are facing, that was the partition of India and Pakistan. So that was the biggest thing which had happened. The partition of the country into India and Pakistan was imminent. So some of the princely states remained undecided about the future. Means, as we all know, that we had 565 princely states before the independence. So still many of the princely state was undecided about their future. So that was also not decided, and the socio-economic condition of our vast mass of the people appeared dismal. Means even our socio-economic structure of the country was also had a big question mark. All of these issues played on the minds of the members of the Constituent Assembly as they drafted the Constitution. When they were drafting the Constitution, all these points, all these facts were in their minds while designing the Constitution, right? They rose to the occasion and gave this country a visionary document that reflects a respect for maintaining diversity while preserving national unity. Means that was very sure that while designing the constitution, they all have to keep one thing in mind, that it should not affect the unity of our nation. It should not affect the they have to preserve the national unity. So these things they have to keep in mind while designing the constitution. The final document also reflects their concern for eradicating poverty through socio-economic reforms, as well as emphasizing the crucial role the people can play in choosing their representative. Now, first and foremost thing was to eradicate the poverty. Means they have to evacuate poverty, poor people, not in the sense of poor people we are supposed to evacuate poor people, but पॉवर्टी, गरीबी को हटाना है हमारे देश में से. सो सबसे अहम चीज़ है टू इरेडिकेट द पॉवर्टी. नो बडी शुड रिमेन पुअर इन आवर कंट्री. देन एंड देन ओनली आवर कंट्री कैन बिकम अ डेवलप्ड country. Previously, no doubt, we had a developed country, but since we were in the clutches of the British rule, colonial rule, we were became a developing country. So now again we slowly and gradually want to become developed country, and for that we need to eradicate the poverty from our country. So we try to select our representative in form of giving them vote, right? So that is what okay, so that is what we end up our today's session, and in our next session we will see the federalism and the key features in the detail, all the 5 key features in details. Thank you. Have a nice day.